Hi, welcome to the overview of Rabbit Hole as it is today. So it started only as an automated assembler, basically doing like randomizations and like sequential exporting from local files. The idea was to bypass a lot of like repetitive tasks in video editing. But what it is today is basically that plus it's got integrated a lot of AI features. So the wow thing about this tool is the fact that you can import a lot of assets locally from like your local hard drive, like gameplay recordings, everything else. And then it also has a connection to all of the Hicksfield's API, all of the Hicksfield's models, so image models and video models, all of the APIs that we have. And it has the image generation, it has the video generation parts, the audio generation parts through ElevenLabs. So you can do basically everything you can in Hicksfield directly into this tool. And these features are kind of intertwined in variety of workflows. The reason why I wanted to do that was to save a lot of time, to not use variety of tools, but to build a project where you generate AI clip and alongside of it you automatically use like a local clip. Let me show you what I mean. So here, for example, is like one of the classic timelines. We have a bunch of folders. Folders can get randomized by specific stuff. This I've shown before, but the difference of like what I'm doing here is like right now, for example, you can go and you can generate an AI block directly into this timeline. So this AI block will then open up another AI generator, and you can generate a video, and once it's generated it will be connected directly into the timeline. So you can basically set up a structure of a video in like blocks from local assets in combination with AI assets. This is kind of a big deal for me because there are tools that automatically generate AI videos from scratch, but there's no tool that would combine both, and we want to use the assets we also have, the gameplay recordings, the locally animated videos and everything else, right? That kind of brings everything together. Now furthermore, while you can manually change this and like run combinations and change these clips and do whatever you want as in a classic software, there's also a built-in chatbot, what I call Jasper, and it can control modules in this software for you just by prompting. So for example, I'm going to go create a new timeline and prepare a 30 seconds video for Trophy Hunter made of 6-second clips plus end card for seconds. Okay, so this is taking a while, right? But as you saw, I just wrote an instruction, and because it's able to use the editor that I've built here, it went into the asset management system where every asset is being analyzed with Gemini. So this Jasper that runs on Claude is using Gemini for multi-modality, so to analyze the visual assets, and they talk to each other. So Claude actually knows, Jasper actually knows what it has to work with on a content basis. So when it picks the clips from the local asset, it does it with some kind of a logic, so it actually makes sense to it. It's not completely random. Now, here, like as you can see, I told it make me a 30-second ad. It built 30 seconds, a little bit less. We're missing the end card. And then it went and it found clips it thinks would be fit together. The one thing that is still missing, it's still working on it, is the end card, right? And then we can also tell it, go and localize this. Go and give me other ratios, because what system does is it can check the asset libraries for localized assets, it can check them for other ratio assets, and it can build these combinations that otherwise a human would need to do automatically. Yes, it takes some time, it's not instant, of course, but you can see that the architecture works. Where what it needs now is polish. We need to use it, and we need to pimp out and need to teach it what it actually has to do. So it will understand what a user would do, like a human user would do, and it would then replicate these times. So let's see, okay, add the end card from assets folder in them and export the video. Now, there are some tools out there that might work in a similar way where you just chatbot and like direct a video, but I really wanted to keep the editor control because maybe there's something super small that you as a user might want to do, and this gives you the familiar controls over how things should actually be done. So you can do some things manually, then you can say, hey, it's good enough, chatbot, just go export everything. Wow. I could also then, to show you, like it can control the AI generative parts, and I will show you exactly how this works. So here we have the end card, something's glitching with the preview, but doesn't really matter right now. These are all kings that will be pimped out. Let me say replace the first block with an AI generated intro. So it can access all of the AI implementations, all of the APIs, Hicksfield, everything it has. It can work with any model we want. Right now, by default, I'm aiming towards Nano Banana Pro and VO 3.1 just because of the testing and I don't want to burn through too many credits. But it can go with anything, right? And it works agnostically, meaning we can feed it any kind of model. Right now it runs Gemini and Claude for all of the analysis and for the chatbot functionalities. It then has all of the image and video models from Hicksfield plus Google's direct API access because this is what I started with. And now I think we're also going to get, hopefully, Seedance API directly, so it will be way cheaper and we'll get no moderation for prompting, which will be insane because of hunting thematics. But here you can see it's proof of concept, right? An AI chatbot can actually control local assets, AI generations, and if I pre-built the structure of the videos in blocks, it will actually use them instead of maybe just randomly doing stuff it thinks is cool. In a way, completely automating parts of creative production. Now, when I say completely automating, what I mean by that is it might do iterations automatically. Once I teach it how I'm thinking about content and how I would structure certain things, there's a lot of repetitive tasks the system could handle. All of the adaptations in terms of ratio exportation, all of the localizations could be handled by this, so that the human factor can only focus on news stories and what makes sense, which would be amazing. Wait, let me see, something went wrong. Where is it? Like I said, here we go, it found it. So, you know, another tool. I didn't have to do anything, it just did it. Now, if you take a look at this, it feels realistic, but it's also connected to somewhat a little bit of a 3D animation look. It's not super photorealistic. Why? Because another thing I built into this tool was brand Bibles. What is it? Brand Bible is basically a bunch of stuff you predetermine for a specific game or a product, like logos, typography, color schematics, including style references and character references for AI generation. So you don't have to manually import those whenever you're making materials, but if we predefine, if we art direct this on a Bible level, anything we generate within the system will automatically get these references when it's being generated. Let me show you what I mean by that. So here I'm going to take, there's another model that I built inside. So yeah, this chatbot is super cool, but sometimes gets in the way. Storyboard model, right? What I mean by that. So storyboard model is basically whenever I just have a script. So here I have an example script. I'll show it to you. Just something super short in 2 lines for a video about what should happen in Trophy Hunter. I just simply copy paste and then I said parse it with AI. And what will happen is the system will basically build me a storyboard, a scene list out of this script. It will go shot by shot based on what AI thinks should be the shot list for the story. I can go in and I can change any prompt for whatever I want. I can add more scenes. I can import clips so that this works with AI generated and with local assets actually, not just with one or the other. And then I can generate all of the images. So it will generate the storyboard, which is basically the first frame that is later used for video generation. And that gives me the ability to see the story as a whole instead of like generating one shot per one shot per one shot. And as you can see here, as they will start generating, these images also will be completely within the art style we've defined in the Bible. And that's a super crucial thing for me because that speeds things up incredibly. And then what I could also, that's why what I could do is just tell Jasper Chatbot, go and generate 30 ads within this style, this and this and this things happen, find iterations of these stories, and any materials it makes will be art directed, at least within the style. They're not going to be perfect, of course, because it still hallucinates and does stuff, but it's close, right? And the more we use this tool, the more control we can fine tune and the more we can teach it to do the stuff we would do manually. So we can focus on the stories, the messages, the direction, and then outsource the compositing, the editing part, and everything else. I'm going to pause here a little bit and just let it kind of fly through. There are still some issues. I think there's also some moderation parts, same as on like Hicksfield or anything else. Some images just like they don't pass through. But yeah, this is, you know, roughly how it works. Let me speed up this generation now. Okay, to speed this up a little bit, right? You see where this is going, but I'm going to jump to another project because the generations still take a little bit. Let me jump to another project just to kind of show you, where are you now? Just to kind of show you like the speed up version of how this would actually work, right? So here I have another one, the same script I did it before. So the system made 12 shots, they're all within the brand. I automatically animated all of them. The beautiful thing is once this is done, I can click send to editor. And what will happen is the system will build a timeline for me with all of these clips. And once they load, they will be previewable here also like in the preview, but I'm not gonna wait for that to happen right now. So the crucial thing is I can manually tweak the durations of stuff that I want, right? So I get automatic assembly. Once the story is done, I just tweak the timing and then I export and go. And let me show you quickly what the end result would roughly be from such a video. I'm not gonna play this, but I'm also gonna speed it up a little bit. You know, it's not perfect, but again, you know, I just did it and it did some stuff. And I could have this cropped into a variety of ratios, but as you can see, it is within a style, it does somewhat work, it feels realistic 3D animation, and yeah, that's kind of it, right? It's pretty good for like a single script prompt to get the entire thing out of it. And note this was VO, and also note that this was VO, not CDance. CDance would be even more amazing. So it's interchangeable. There are multiple toggles on what you can do, and AI can actually do things for you at any point in time. You can tell it, just generate this for me, pack this for me, and it will export the videos. There's an image module that works similar to this. It's got built-in automation. So basically the idea is that it's somewhat like a simplified Photoshop. You build it and then you just run variety of background images through the same exportation. Still needs a little bit of tweaks, but it works. Okay, another thing I want to kind of roughly show you is, so this was all partially human connected, right? But what you can also do is directly go into a chatbot and ask for things to be done. Because we implemented Facebook data here, we can just simply say, hey, check the data, give me 2 best images, 3 best images. But I'm not going to type all of this because I built another super cool thing, because sometimes I'm lazy and I prefer talking to writing things down. My head just works faster. So I did this. Hey, please check Meta for the best performing image and best performing video right now. Give me 3 image iterations and 2 video iterations in 30-second videos. Make sure you use both AI generated and DAM assets, and 30 seconds maximum, and make sure you use the end card from the assets folder in DAM. Now this chat will be polished, it will be more direct, but bottom line is like you can just, you know, walk around, talk to it, figure out what you want, give it everything, and because it's Claude, it will just simply parse through everything and then run everything. So okay, now I'll speed up a little bit, but watch what happens. It needs to check everything and it will prepare and export the videos and the images. Okay, so it did this thing, and here, for example, is, you know, the video that was exported. It's like a multi-clip video with a bunch of stuff. The quality here, the export is really low, something I gotta check. But you know, it has a structure. It used several of the AI. I think, you know, it made something with AI. It used some of the clips from the DAM. It has a structure. It has the end card. So it's kind of there, right? So these things have to be polished still. Like they're not working super well yet. But the next step here are we're gonna give it to people to actually use to build this human workflow and human templates, and then the AI will simply use the templates that we built into this tool. Yeah, my hope for this is let's generate more, have more control, and like focus on the story, and then, you know, have the boring stuff kind of automated. There's a bunch of other stuff going on here, which I'm not going to go into now, but I'll rather share when it's going to be working later. But for now, this is it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to try it. It will be ready next week once I polish all of the crashes and little kinks, and then you can, yeah, test it out. Thanks.